Alien DNA discovered in 400,000-year-old human bone, and this is baffling scientists. If you see the video before this one about the Anunnaki message, it refers to this exact thing. There is no convincing evidence on how humans appeared on Earth. Science has given some theories on human origins, but it does not please everyone. They're just theories. There are a number of experts who suppose the ancient astronauts theory is widely acclaimed by people around the world. In 2013, scientists discovered the oldest human DNA evidence from a 400,000-year-old thigh bone. Instead of solving the human history on planet Earth, it deepened the mystery, hence baffled the scientists. Our ancestors' origins may be revealed by the discovery of 400,000-year-old human remains in Cima de los Huesos site, Spanish meaning for pit of bones. It's a cave 43 feet below the surface of northern Spain. Although the bone is human, it has alien DNA, quote unquote. This astounding discovery has caused scientists to reevaluate everything they believe to be true about human evolution. The ancient bones from which the genetic material was discovered in Spain have been attributed to the Neanderthals, but the Denisovans, a different ancient human group from Siberia, have a genetic profile that is strikingly similar. Since its discovery in 1970s, the pit of bones and the bones it contains have been the subject of extensive research. The bones of 28 ancient people, provisionally identified as Homo heidelbergensis, dated back hundreds of thousands of years, have thus far been discovered. Due to their size and shape, it was initially assumed that the 400,000-year-old bones belonged to Neanderthals, an extinct species of ancient hominin that was on a different branch of the evolutionary tree than our forefathers. The DNA that was extracted from these prehistoric bones hints that there may have been many more ancient human species than previously believed. Another hypothesis is that these unidentified individuals discovered in the pit of bones were the Neanderthals and Denisovans' common ancestors. The mitochondrial DNA may have vanished from the Neanderthals at some point, but persisted in the Denisovans, according to the study's authors. Now we have to rethink the whole story, said Juan Luis Arzuaga, paleoanthropologist at Universidad Complutense de Madrid, co-author of the paper. He was dubious that the Denisovans were spread out across much of the Old World, from Spain to Siberia, masquerading as the Neanderthals. The methods for recovering DNA fragments were invented by Svante Paabo of the Max Planck Institute and his colleagues, who published a snippet of DNA from a Neanderthal fossil that was roughly 40,000 years old in 1997. Following their first success, they and other researchers expanded on it by looking for DNA from other Neanderthals. In 2006, a team of French and Belgian researchers obtained a fragment of Neanderthal DNA dating back 100,000 years, which until the 2013 discovery held the record for the oldest human DNA ever found. The previous revelation helped to provide insight into how the Neanderthals and humans diverged hundreds of thousands of years ago from a common ancestor. Additionally, it demonstrated that roughly 50,000 years ago, humans and Neanderthals interbred. Now, further research revealed that 1% of the Denisovan genome originated from different mystery relative that experts have termed super-archaic human. According to estimates, some modern humans may possess 15% of these super-archaic gene regions. This study establishes a tight relationship between the Cima de los Huesos people and Neanderthals, Denisovans, and an unidentified population of early humans. So who would this unidentified ancestor of humans be? Homo erectus, an extinct predecessor of modern humans that lived in Africa around 1 million years ago, could be an unidentified ancestor. The issue is that we have never discovered any Homo erectus DNA, so at this time the most we can do is just speculate about that. In 2018, scientists published their findings on dark matter DNA, which is long, winding strands of DNA with no obvious functions. but it's early identical across all vertebrates from humans, mice, and chickens. Before, scientists used to think that less than 2% of our DNA actually codes from humans, and the rest, 98.5% of DNA, sequences so-called junk DNA that is useless. Though science is still evolving and trying to understand the purpose of our DNA, some studies seem to show that intracellular, environmental, and energetic influences can change DNA. In biology, epigenetics is the study of the heritable phenomenon changes that do not involve the alterations in the DNA sequence. Alternative explanation. However, some theorists have advanced some extremely intriguing ideas. The so-called 97% of non-coding sequences in human DNA, according to this argument, are nothing less than the genetic code for extraterrestrial life forms. According to them, some form of highly developed extraterrestrial race deliberately altered human DNA in the distant past, and the unidentified super-archaic ancestor of the Cima de los Huesos people may serve as proof of this induced development. There are numerous ancient carvings that resemble the double helix motif of DNA, which prompted theorists to speculate that our DNA was modified in the distant past. An interesting idea is the concept of the third eye that ancient cultures were aware of. It's believed that the speculative invisible eye, usually depicted as located in the pituitary gland in the brain, provides perception beyond ordinary sight. The symbols of the pine cone-shaped gland appear connected with strange beings that seem to be conducting some alteration of the tree of life, and to some, the tree appears symbolic of DNA and the human vertebrae. The ancient Mesopotamia, the Assyrian tree of life in ancient Mesopotamia was represented by a series of nodes and crisscrossing lines. There are no definite answers to this symbol, but according to the ancient literature, for example, the Epic of Gilgamesh, there is a quest for immortality. Besides, King Etana searches for a, quote, plant of birth, end quote, to provide him with a son. This has a solid provenance of antiquity, being found in cylinder seals from Akkad. Do all these points suggest the presence of advanced knowledge used by ancient beings to change the DNA structure? It sounds absurd. However, scientists today seem to be arriving at similar conclusions. It cannot be denied that there is very little known about the vast majority of DNA. And this is on News Tangible 24. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.